So, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining for the session. And also thank you, Tikam Bhaiya, for accepting our invite. So, Tikam Singh Alma, he is an alumni of DA-IICT, the 2020 batch. So, and he was previously a DevOps engineer at Atlan, and presently is working on two of his startups. One is Agrivate, and other is HuddleUp. Right. So, Agrivate is an agri-tech startup, which I was very inquisitive about to know because for me, I wanted to know a bit more about agri-tech and why agri-tech and what are the setting which inspired him to get into agri-tech and what scope does he see, right, in the sector itself. And so it basically connects the rural farmers to technology and solutions, and also it optimizes conventional farming methods. We'll know more about from him. And HuddleUp is basically an open cloud SaaS platform for AI-driven digital transformation. भैया मेरे को समझ में नहीं है. I want to know more about it. So I will definitely talk about HuddleUp in simpler words, maybe. Right. So Tikam bhaiya.
So first of all, thank you for attending this session. Pretty long again. So develop starting. So
maybe Agrivate. I'm a bit biased about Agrivate because this is something new.
So why I started Agrivate is because when I was working at Atlan, so I feel like I don't belong to this space Atlan, right? So I wanted to leave the Atlan. So then I was looking for some ideas. Before leaving, I have to plan something to exit. So that's why before leaving 2-3 months, I already started my market research and all. So I got 3-4 ideas before that. I discussed with other people like my seniors and other friends who are doing MBA and agri-tech startup. So I asked them how will you evaluate this idea, test these ideas or concept. So I came across this idea of first mechanization in agriculture. So I go with that idea. I left the Atlan in December and started Atlan at January. Right. Then uh, and me and my co-founder who was doing MBA in media marketing, he was working with me. Then did the market research. We created the pages and going for different events and organization for validation, for grants and for funding. So during that process, we got our idea validations and all. But at one stage of time, we thought that this idea may not work because it will cost huge operation cost, and it will cost too much from what we have or what we were collected in our farms. So the first idea was farm mechanization, and we were for agri-tech, agriculture sector. So that idea didn't go well. So then we started doing in mid of 2021. We started doing this soil testing, farm productivity, farming management system. Because agriculture is the only sector in which technological development is very low. Like if you see, driver has GPS system, taxis, and Uber has like many sectors has technology, but agriculture sectors farmers didn't have technology. So we wanted our core principle was to introduce them to some technology and make use of something from technology to increase their productivity or something. So we were going through lots of ideation process, development process. So and at mid of our startup of my journey, uh, Aditya, who was Aditya was 2012, 2013 pass out, from our college, and he was ex Qualcomm USA. He was a product development engineer in Qualcomm USA. So he was he already validated his idea and started doing his product. But then he did some my friends like Razan and Vivek. So they reached me, then he said, Aditya said to me that I was starting this startup and will you come to this for backend engineer and later on join us as a co-founder. So we started that on my Then in 6 months we also developed the product on HuddleUp. At the same time I was working with Agrivate also. Like we were doing product. So and HuddleUp is like it's made for USA customers. So those are both are very different options. Agrivate is like entirely for agriculture and farmers of India. So I live in Chhattisgarh, and Chhattisgarh MP are dominating trades of farmers. In Gujarat, many people do businesses and startup, not farming. In Chhattisgarh and MP and Odisha, all these states are like dominating farmers. They have lots of farms. So I thought here are very good opportunity for to grow and all that. Also, agriculture field has some factors like agriculture contribute to 20% of the GDP and has lots of opportunity to tap into. So still I'm not, we haven't got any Series A, Series B round. We are still on a journey for development and we are still developing our products. Yeah.
Okay, so like maybe you are developing your MVP, or do you feel that you are ready with your MVP?
So for
I'll just give a reference of MVP. MVP is basically minimum viable product. So it is like for those who are not aware, it is a version of a new product with it allows the people working behind it to collect maximum amount of validated learning and from the customers, and what customers feel about and how are they uh, if they are comfortable using the product, and with least amount of effort from the team itself. It's like ye idea hai, and around this something like prototyping and stuff. So what is your what was your process like? Recently you just explained on how you understood that the problem, you had to change your techniques. So how did you, what was the journey of MVP, building MVP? Hello? Tikam bhai, I guess you are not audible and video is switched off. No, Aditya, if you could let Tikam bhai on stage.
Yeah. I think we joined from another.
Haan.
you were telling about the MVP, right? So we almost with MVP. We deployed our product release on April. So still we are testing production release, and we are affiliated with National Research Institute of there. So we were incubated. They support studies materials and allow their PhDs and master's students to collaborate with us to help us to develop a product. So we are in Agrivate. We are still developing, and we are still talking with the partners to uh, for their product, because in agriculture sector is farmers don't trust technology. We have to do continuously talk with them to validate the idea. How would you like to use this technology, or how would you use this technology and uh, with the satisfies with the outcome of the product, all that. So we are still in that process.
Okay, so while in the journey of Agrivate, did you feel, of course, as you said, what inspired you was the setting where you lived. Like Chhattisgarh is predominantly an agricultural sector, and you could somewhere relate to the challenges they faced.
Right.
So, while pitching your ideas to the farmers and your potential customers, did you face any difficulties, not just pitching the idea, but in general, in the journey of Agrivate? What are the difficulties you faced, and something like some of your misconceptions might have been cleared. You were thinking in one way, and you said, "Yeah, you get that aha moment. Arey, yeah, why was I thinking in this manner? That sudden change something."
Yeah, that happened lots of time because first of all, explaining ideas or concept to a farmer is very difficult because they were not at that level to understand we are building technology to use in farm for productivity of farming. So we asked some agri expert, like every district has this agriculture department and they have some RU and Kisan meeting. So we talk to them and they deploy their our website, our vision to farmers, like this is product and this is all. So they do. So it's a community. We also build community to explain them, to train them, and all that. So yes, we face many difficulties, and we ask many our mentors and experts uh, get the solution of these difficulties and challenges. But like uh, uh, like they lots of problems we face, like our crop disease detection. They send the images of their crops on WhatsApp and we validate manually with our experts. So we thought we will add this feature on our app, and for different features like fertilizer recommendation and for soil testing and for all that. So small features they were asking. So we were taking notes and how will we create MVP or how we create this one. So we asked, it's called continuous feedback loop from farmers. So we always stay in touch with farmers and they always give some feedback every time.
Great. Okay, so basically, it's like you need to continuously have a chat with your potential customers on the startup you are working on, the product you are working, and this is a great learning because if you are into reading about startups, this is something. Feedback is something which is a very crucial component for if it's a startup or a product, right? So feedback is a very crucial component, and you cannot be too stern on that. नहीं मेरा product ही सही है. You need to accept changes, right?
So the challenges of mechanization, the first idea was that many companies were doing, like Mahindra and Mahindra backed companies, J Farm Services, government backed companies. So we thought ki uh, why they are not growing or why they are not generating revenue. We then did more research and then we dropped the idea of mechanization and picked new one. So those are in the process. Like it's normal for every startup. Like first they start with simple idea or different idea, then they drop it, then they pivot to the new idea. It's called pivoting in startup. Like first idea don't work, then they pivot to the small services or small businesses that they knew that it will work, it will fly. All right.
Right. Okay. So this pivoting is a great point we need to take note of. So one needs to be flexible about, pivot. Like when you need to be flexible enough to change the domain, not the domain completely, but as in the solutions you're working on. If that actually is a problem and how useful it, like how big a problem you're solving, right? So talking about your college journey at DA-IICT, so how were the 4 years, like how did these 4 years at DA-IICT impact you in your entrepreneurial journey? Like,
So what I say about my 4 year journey, like it's a very roller coaster ride. From I was so I did lots of things, like I was in basketball team and I was in DSC. So I tried to experience as many things as I can. So in first year I I had gone to Goa for a painting competition, like art competition, which no one has expected. And like every summer I stay at college because sometimes I got F in some grades. So I got F in backlog. For clearing my backlog, so I stay summer in colleges. And for optimizing that backlog time, I also do some internship every summer. So every summer I did some internship. I raised my funds for trip for December. So it happened for like every summer. Like I got some upgrade and then I did my internship. And like I have started doing my internship from second semester. Like after second semester, I did my first internship at OWASP. It was like GSOC for cybersecurity. So that they gave me like something like $1,500, and I collected it, and then I bought some system for me, like laptop and all that, and for learning new things. Then I did second year after like third, fourth semester. I did again my summer internship, and I trip with friends. So like every you have to plan every summer or every free time you got to do something of more productivity. Like even if you got a backlog, you have to do something productivity because you lose. Like for me, I was losing. I was giving 30, I think 15 or 20,000 for summer course. So I need to cover up those money. So I did some internships to cover up that, or some bug bounty hunting to cover up that. So those are the things, and like most of my friend circle are most important. Like you have to choose your friend circle wisely because your friends are they are the ecosystem or the environment you are built on. Like if your friend talk about books or productivity and the other friends are talking about different things, like keep them both, but use them no, don't use them. But use their product time with productivity. Like what I say, like I talk to different people with different topics. Like I can't talk to some people on different domains like cybersecurity, and I can't talk to with different people with different politics topic. So you have to learn about how to talk with people, how to connect with people, how to connect with everyone, so that they will at some point of time in life they will always helpful for you. Like some of my juniors are very helpful for me for developing my MPP. Like Meet and Hemang, they are very good friends of mine. I always rely on them. Right now also they work for me in HuddleUp and Agrivate. So they are very trustful friends and juniors, and like DSC people are very like I have developed a bond with my juniors, like my immediate juniors. So they are very trustful, and my close circle, those are very close friends. So I validate my ideas with them. So they tell me like, don't do this, don't do that, or don't spend money. So on this that, or like I talk with some other friend circle. They talk about stock market and crypto, all that. So like they every friend circle are like a closed ecosystem of your learning. So you learn from everyone. You learn from every people you met, right? And that college professors were they also help, but most of the time I didn't care about my grades or something. So right now also I didn't have checked my courier of the degree. I haven't opened the degree because I knew what I get and what I'm doing in it, like so all that. And in college I started reading books. So from first year I started reading books, and my if you know some I don't know some Rex, right? Rex.io. The one
RAX.
of them. All right.
Sorry.
Hmm. So it's one of the co-founder is Ankush Bhaiya, Ankush Chandelia. So he was very good friend of mine. Like he was like mentor to me. He gave me like which book to read, how to read books. So and to read different some book, you have to create a mindset, right? So you can't read some books without developing a specific mindset. Like you can't read books on game theory before getting knowledge of the game theory, or you don't know the concept of human behavior before reading some psychological books. So all that. So Ankush Bhaiya and me, we used to discuss about books. We used to discuss about the uh, different human behavior books and different philosophies. So he told me that you should read this book or that book, and we discuss. If you read the same book, we discuss the how great those things are, all that. And like you have to build some philosophy for living life. Like so, either you have to pick one philosophy. Like there are different philosophies, like Stoic philosophy, or those mental models, or some principles. So based on that, you give your mindset. You create your own principles. So based on that, I learned all that in from books and from different peoples I met, different conferences I go. So most of the time, I sometimes I go to conferences and attend these entrepreneurship startups. So those are the things that help me. And for college, like I from college, the thing I learned is handling pressure. So that's why I handle pressure of things, right now, because we used to have these two exams in one day, and those courses are very good, a lot. Right? So in if you
I'll
know
just
the
interrupt you there. I'll
yeah
just interrupt you there because I have one question on the same and I don't want to let it go. So I definitely
yeah cool, cool.
would want you to answer that segment.
Mhm.
And just a note here, take note of this that Tikam Bhaiya never said that padhai mat karo. So don't take it the otherwise, right?
So I never
कल
said
ही
that
ना हो
पढ़ाई
जाए कि
मत
you
करो.
take it otherwise कि नहीं पढ़ाई भैया ने बोला पढ़ाई नहीं करने क्या don't take it otherwise.
No, because मैंने ये बोला कि ग्रेड्स आर इम्पोर्टेंट मतलब मेरे लिए तो
Exactly. I'll
इम्पोर्टेंट है
just
बट
just a note
हाँ
because if अगर गलत तरीके से लोगे that is not good for any one of us, right? So
so
I'll just
yeah
do
let
the
me tell you
correction.
one observation that I made. So we why I don't have like high grades or good grades because I don't like there are some courses which I fail continuously like communication theory which has lots of physics and calculus, right? So I talk about fail backlogs very easily, but it's also a skill that people never talk about what subject they failed because they never accept it. I accept failure as because I learned everything from whatever I failed. So because they give me time to learn things from different perspective. Like first time I failed, but why I failed? Like मैंने क्यों fail किया first time? So फिर the second time I used to approach to that problem with different mindset and different perspective. So and it also gave me to improve the grades. Like so अगर मैं first time अगर if you get the pointer 3 4, so in summer you get always 9 10. So that's always plus point for the backlog. So why not? And in different course like in electromagnetic theory, like whole class gets single digit number and everyone gets like 4 or 5 grades. If you in summary you get lots of others. So no, it's not I don't advise to do that, but uh, I didn't get sometimes maths and physics because it feels difficult for me. So that's why. And like my mind were like if I don't like or don't imagine something, then I don't understand or don't write on my own. I don't understand. So like my physics, core physics, and like CP, I don't understand very deeply. So I failed on the first time. So I get to learn on new things. But I set my mind that I have to pass with great grades, with good grades, not high, not very low, but I have to pass. So because I know that my mind was something else. My mind was on always on something else, and my friends who were always that same. So it's a very cool experience that every summer when I get backlog, the 4 5 races every year we met on summer. Like they are the everyone like 4 to 6 people. We were always get back on different topic, but we always and get to know that they always do something different from their from academics. Like like my one friend was very good at photography and cinematography, but he don't like subject. So I thought that he might do better in life, but not in physics and chemistry, physics or mathematics. So he somehow passed an exam, but now he's doing better than others because he has his own studio on and all. So because he's good at something. So our mind was in college while academics, our mind was something on else. That's why we failed, right? So and it's good because it's good for me because I always give priority to what I think was what I was achieving, what I was planning. So and I put my second thought on kids and first thought on but my parents always told me ki, why you fail every time. If you fail next time, you don't come to work. So so for them I started doing some good things like you have to get to some international internship or you have to get to some uh, good things or you have to write some research paper. So even though I fail in physics and uh, electromagnetics and or CT, I have written research paper on machine learning and cyber security. So I don't feel like failure stopped me from writing things or doing some things that others can do. So that those are the things.
Too, too much great content in once. I'll just summarize for simplicity. One, always focus on your skill set is what Tikam Bhaiya mentioned. Try to develop, take that one niche, उसको कर मतलब just be the master at it. जितना अच्छा कर सकते हो उतना कर दो and try to improve again, right? Second is read books, right? You know, I talk about myself. मुझे भी आदत नहीं थी books पढ़ने की, but धीरे धीरे then you know I felt कि this reading habit like reading on LinkedIn was the first experience I had, a typical reading thing, and the more you read, the more you be curious about uh, knowing things, about gaining knowledge, right?
Right.
So that is a great this is something which we all must take away from this session, and of course reading, doing internships again. We first yearites and second yearites तुम्हारे summer होंगे, and even during semester 2 people some of them work on internships and get some experience, so develop a skill set, and then we can look for a good internship. So it can be any, right, as he said, not just technical, but try to develop that one skill and be damn good at it, right?
So one story like कॉलेज में तुम्हें याद है कि जब एक बुक स्टॉल वाला आता था, है ना? बुक स्टॉल वाला अपने स्विफ्ट में, है ना? तो he when I was buying this one book, Charisma Myth, so he said, you should not read that book. Before that book, you should read this book. So that hit me solid. Like that hit me solid because he said that he was indirectly he was trying to say you have to build one mindset to read some specific kind of book. So you have to read some basic books, basic mindset. You have to develop some basic knowledge because if you read some books, you just read it, not absorb it. So you don't have to read a book; you have to absorb it. Yeah. So for reading book, this is my very important lesson, that very important advice for you all कि absorb करना है book को, मतलब just read नहीं करना है, absorb करना है और notes लिखना है कि reading and writing are on first order thinking. Everyone thinks that reading and writing are very basic, but reading and writing are very important. Like as I'm working on startup, so Aditya, I take Aditya as my mentor. He uh, he always trying to teach me something valuable. So he said, write. So write anything that you don't understand. Write any feature write anything. Like for product development, you have to write it on paper on something, and then the new ideas and features come to mind. And for if you read book, you have to consume it deeply, and you have to write in a simple way. Like if you know about the layman's terms, or like explain like five concepts. So ऐसे read करना है कि if you read the complex topic, you should explain to a 5-year-old kid like it's a very easy topic. So अगर ये मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट सबसे बड़ी लर्निंग है कि अगर कुछ चीज़ों को सीखते हो, तो अगर तुम उसको सिखा पाते हो दूसरों को या फिर किसी बच्चे को भी जो पाँच पाँच साल का हो, तो आप उसको पूरा डीपली कंज्यूम एब्जॉर्ब करते हो.
Okay, now as when you started talking, as you started talking about Aditya Bhaiya, with whom you started HuddleUp, what can you now talk more about HuddleUp, like what HuddleUp is for a third person, what HuddleUp is, and what is your role in the organization?
So initially we were all building things. So we haven't decided that we have any role. We were just building things. So जब HuddleUp में आदित्य भैया ने मुझे रीच किया था, तब उन्होंने बोला था कि you should take the backend role, and one Milek was on front end and Faizan was on designing the whole features and whole product design, right? So and Aditya was also doing the backend. So we started our development, and we were like every person on Huddle is like one man army. One person manages one whole thing. Like one person has to manage the whole backend, or one person has to manage the whole infra or design or front end. So slowly we started to develop the product. We used to have regressively brainstorming. We every night we do every sorry for like initially we worked on till late 3-4 a.m. in the morning. So like we started 6 evening, and we start on 6 evening, and then our day ends at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. So those are the schedule, and we do the very daily we started doing the brainstorming. The more we discuss the ideas, the more different perspective and different features came to the mind. And that so HuddleUp is basically what I said, not e-com platform. It's a horizontal SaaS platform. Horizontal means a SaaS platform is like Zomato. Zomato is software as a service platform which provides restaurants and only restaurant for their services. Right, every restaurant can register to Zomato and then uh, start doing their business. It's a vertical SaaS platform. Horizontal SaaS platform is like it covers lots of other like hotel, restaurants, fashion, home services, and any other businesses. And we are like develop is made for businesses to manage to onboard them digitally, and to manage their business, to grow them, to scale them, all that. So if your business wants to like if any fashion house or any restaurant or any hotel, they don't want to spend too much money on app, then they will onboard on HuddleUp app, HuddleUp business app. They will register them, then they will add catalogs. They will every micro feature, every customizable feature we have, that's required for business, like from catalog management to payment and to delivery tech integration and QR codes, all that appointment services. So we have added every feature that can be added to the a platform, a business platform, a business needs, right? And on the other side, we developed a customer app where customer can subscribe to businesses, and then they do the business services. Like if one customer subscribe to a hotel or restaurant, they can order food. If one restaurant subscribes to a fashion house or some retail business, they can order the clothes. So it's a very customizable platform. It's like you can customize it in your own way to build your own business. So it's made for entirely US customer, and we will expand. If you got success in here, so we will expand here also. We will scale here.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
my
So
dukan.
this is
Yeah, my dukan is for the India, but so quite similar, right? So my dukan, we are different from my dukan because we are like my dukan. I have seen, we have researched on my dukan also. We've seen lots of Indian companies, but for US has different ecosystem from India. Like US don't have that online payment system. They still rely on credit cards in their credit card system. They rely on the physical mail letters and email and all that. In banking also, banking is very flawed system is there because still everyone uses the credit card and they rely on credit card. No digital payment like here are UPI and Paytm. There is nothing like that. And in HuddleUp we are like my dukan is for Indian customers, and I don't. I see lots of similarities with my different, but we are also like providing. Like my different don't provide websites. We if a company onboards, if a hotel or restaurant or fashion house onboard on HuddleUp system, instantly he get his own website, his own dashboard, his own AI analytics and marketing solutions also. So those are the things like we developed like mix of other platforms and other new features to optimize business. So yeah.
right. Okay. So another question is, so previously you were working in Atlan as a DevOps engineer. So in that 4 month journey, like how important you feel working at Atlan was in this
Mhm.
journey? Because I'll just you know specify why I asked this question. Because
Mhm.
somewhere we are in a mindset that we are having a very polar mindset. या तो स्टार्टअप करना है तो जॉब करनी लाइक ये स्टार्टअप वाला है जॉब वाला वी ट्राई टू कैटेगराइज पीपल इनटू एंड कैटेगराइज दीस थिंग्स राइट which is
Mhm.
not the case because in this thought process we lose the rationality of making a career choices in startup वाला मतलब जॉब नहीं करेगा जॉब वाला मतलब स्टार्टअप नहीं करेगा like these are not two ends of a magnet right so
Right.
and this is something which we miss out on like the aspect of having some experience working in the ecosystem before starting up your own venture. So, like, how important your what learnings or the experiences you had at Atlan, which helped somewhere impacted your journey and inspired you to face some problems or maybe.
Mhm. So uh, I got to know that I to know that he was not made for uh, really takes job because when I was at Next, I really got bored uh, doing some work on MX company. And when I was in summer in my back. So I was working at NX, and I feel that I don't belong here. Like so, every time I go to the company, I feel that कब खत्म होगा ये काम कब जाने को. So I like building some creative things. I like to build something, right? Because दूसरे जो देते हैं वो बस like task है normal task. So I thought that कि करना तो मुझे ये है start करके क्योंकि मैंने तो सोच लिया था कि लेटर ऑन भी मतलब कहीं ना कहीं कुछ तो करूँगा है ना. So but before that, for your family or for yourself, you have to join startup. Sorry, you have to join some company, right? Because you said that कि कॉलेज करने के बाद ये डायरेक्टली स्टार्टअप किया जिसमें 1-2 साल तक अगर फंडिंग नहीं मिली तो खाली बैठे रहे. so so you have to join company for at least for survival for 1 to 2 years. So I thought कि एटलन ज्वाइन कर लेता हूँ. सो वहाँ पे if I get if I get salary, and then I learned also learned the startup experience also, because Atlan was also a building at that time. Now it's very big because they have got very big right now. But when I joined them, they were startup, and they were also building the product. So I learned a lot of things from Atlan, like prod- uh, how startup works, like how they build things, how its culture are, and how people are managed by their product manager, how product management works, how all those things work. Because you have to know some basics of like startups or some corporate culture. So you have to join something, right? And for me, it's for like uh, for leaving that startup, I thought I have to go all in for startup. So after some time, I left the Atlant, because when you plan something, like when I plan something, I go with lots of research for myself also, like if ये करूँगा तो ये कैसे होगा, like है ना. So अगर पोकर खेलते हो तो तुमको वो पता होगा कि checks and calls, then you have to go all in for the hand, right combination of your hand. So if you know in your life, like how to make decision very effectively, how to combine your right hands, and if you know your hands, like in analog of poker. So if you know the right combination of your hand, and you know that you have the probability of 100% to winning the chances of winning the, so you go all in, right? So I go all in and left the startup, because I knew that कि अगर मैं कुछ भी अगर नहीं भी चलेगा, एग्रीवेट स्टार्ट किया था मैंने प्रोडक्टिंग किया, तो मैंने सोचा था कि एग्रीवेट नहीं भी चलेगा तो I have some skill set, and I have some friends or some seniors, so that I can refer to them, I can ask them for referral, or I can join some company. So even after I left the Atlan and I was working on HuddleUp, I got lots of offer from other companies, like VMware से एक ऑफर आया था, फिर Flutter से भी ऑफर आया था. Not because I learn things and I write things, and I so from that, people get recognized. People wanted to reach to you, right? So अगर आपका GitHub प्रोफाइल सही है, LinkedIn प्रोफाइल सही है, आप टेक ब्लॉग्स लिखते हो, तो फिर people reach out करते हैं. So वो सब है. But still now, I got offer from Educative, because educative.io, because I was writing some course on I was writing some series on Apache 2 web servers, because recently Apache web servers were exploited and they were hacked. So before that, I have written some 5 to 6 series on that. So companies like educative.io, they reach me to write a course on Apache 2. So yeah, so everything you learn, you have to write something. You should note, or you should write something from that. एटलन का तो बहुत इफेक्ट था कि वहाँ पे पीपल कैसे काम करते हैं, वो सब कैसे काम करते हैं, स्टार्टअप कैसे काम करता है, वो खुद उस टाइम सीरीज ए में थे, तो मुझे ये भी पता चला. और ये सब है ना कि वहाँ से मैंने सीखा कि हाउ टू मैनेज द पीपल एंड द टीम. So right now, we are we are team of 10 people, right? So I saw back and then learned कि वहाँ पे कैसे मैनेज करते थे. Now should I manage people and my team on that.
Right. Very important point you brought about here. लिखना लिखो. Also, Tikam Bhaiya has a newsletter which he writes. I guess link will be posted. And there also he has written many blogs. Ankit has posted the link here. On Substack, he is running a newsletter where he writes on different variety of topics ranging from economy, finance, his experience in the startup journey, and you should definitely check it out. Right. Also, it has something about an article on Web3, which many of you might be interested. So the resources which from where he started learning about Web3, so you should definitely check that out. Another question.
So I think one Malav has asked, like, about I think I haven't heard the whole like about your perspective. I told my perspective was I have advice for you कि uh, don't jump on doing startup because क्या होता है कि अभी आपके पास ना वो अगर कोई बैकअप नहीं होगा कोई प्लान नहीं होगा कोई स्ट्रेटेजी नहीं होगी तो आप ऐसे कोई ऑल इन नहीं कर सकते ना मैं पोकर वाला जो एनालॉजी दे रहा था उसमें वही होता है ना कि अगर आपके पास प्लान और बैकअप नहीं होता तो वो अगर बैट लगाते हो किसी चीज़ पे ऑल इन करते हो तो फिर वो लॉस्ट ही होता है ना मतलब उसको हार ही जाते हैं so you have to combination of your skills strategy and planning like make the right hand and then give it all in. So first 2 years first 1-2 साल तो पहले कोई जॉब वॉब कर लो मतलब स्टेबल हो जाओ उसके बाद क्योंकि ऐसा होता है कि आप डायरेक्टली आप कॉलेज के बाद स्टार्टअप करोगे ना तो 1 साल या 6 महीने तो आपको आइडिया वैलिडेट करने में प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट करने में आपको आपको सीखने में कि डेवलप के फाइनेंस मतलब सॉरी स्टार्टअप के फाइनेंस कैसे काम करते हैं आपके स्टार्टअप के पीपल कैसे मैनेज करते हैं क्योंकि ये सब लर्न करना बहुत बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है the most important thing in startup is to how to manage people. Like if you don't know how to manage people and hire 10 people, you will not get enough productivity from them. Because ये भी बहुत बड़ा स्किल होता है कि peoples को manage करना, people को convince करना ये सब. So ये सब चीज़ें ना आई थिंक बुक्स तो मैं पूरा नहीं दे सकता क्योंकि बुक्स तो सिर्फ रीड करने की होती है तो एब्जॉर्ब करनी होता है जो ये सब चीज़ें होती है ना पीपल लोगों से बात करके आती है काम करके आता है ये सब कि अगर तुम कोई कंपनी में काम कर रहे हो तो वहाँ से आता है सो इफ यू नो आयुष लाइक पेस्टो अकेडमी राइट pesto.com आयुष जायसवाल so his story is he left he dropped out of his college but after that he uh, like उसने 3 या 4 साल बाद पेस्टो अकेडमी स्टार्ट किया बिकॉज 3 साल वो स्ट्रगल करता रहा क्योंकि मतलब पॉजिटिव ये है कि उसका अभी कंपनी तो कंपनी का वैल्यूएशन बहुत अच्छा $1 million में आई थिंक बिलियंस में भी होगा पेस्टो अकेडमी बट before dropping out he didn't think about anything like how he will manage he just dropped out and started so I was reading his journey on startup so he said ki he used to struggle a lot because अभी क्या होता है कि जब भी कोई ड्रॉप आउट करता है तो फिर वो क्या होता है कि वो बहुत सारी जगह जाते हैं बहुत सारी जगह ठोकर खाते हैं तो फिर सीखते हैं तो वो सब चीज़ें तो अगर आप राइट वे में जाना है तो ड्रॉप आउट तो नहीं करना है क्योंकि वो सब भी मतलब क्योंकि प्लानिंग नहीं होती फिर ड्रॉप आउट करने से भी मतलब नहीं होता अगर प्लान करके ड्रॉप आउट करते तो ही सक्सेस मिलता है अगर प्लान करके ड्रॉप आउट नहीं करते तो 3-4 साल तो आपको एक्सपीरियंस करने में चला जाता है कि लाइफ में क्या करना है कैसे लोगों से बात करते कन्विंस कैसे कर तो वो ना एकदम रॉ प्रोसेस होता है जो ड्रॉप आउट करके कर जाते हैं ना वो पीपल एकदम रॉ होते हैं वो कुछ भी करते हैं ना मतलब उनको कोई वो नहीं होता कि ये करूँगा तो कौन क्या बोलेगा कुछ भी बोलेगा वो एकदम रॉ वाले होते हैं रॉ एंड रियल वाले और वो बहुत सॉलिड बनते हैं आगे जाके मतलब वो इसलिए सॉलिड बनते हैं क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोगों को सुना होगा कि ये ड्रॉप आउट करके कितना मस्त आदमी बन गया कितना बड़ा आदमी बन गया $1 billion वैल्यूएशन बिकॉज दे स्ट्रगल अलॉट दे हसल अलॉट while they were doing after they dropped out because they were raw and clear like they faced every difficulty in their life but for after graduation if you drop out and if you ask your parents for money to fund your startup and it won't work then it will bring this disappointment right कि मैंने पैसे लिए फिर इनको भी ये कर दिया so you have to make good friends and good connections and like they will help you लाइक मेरे पास तो एग्रीवेट में इतने पैसे नहीं थे कि मैं हायर कर सकूँ पीपल को और कुछ एमवीपी बना पाऊँ फिर भी मेरे जूनियर से जिनसे बहुत अच्छी बॉन्डिंग थी लाइक आई हैव टोल्ड देम कि मीत था हिमांग था ये सब थे ना तो दे हेल्प मी टू बिल्ड बेसिक एमवीपी टू गो फॉर अ पिच लाइक सो पीपल से कनेक्ट होना पीपल से फिर उनसे वैल्यू लेना उनसे सीखना तो ये सब भी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट होता है सो ये सब काम आते हैं तो इसलिए इसलिए ना कि अभी तो अगर तुम सोच रहे हो कोई स्टार्टअप करना है तो पहले तो ये सब सीखना ना कि तुम्हारे पास स्किल्स कितनी हैं स्टार्टअप्स की क्योंकि स्टार्टअप एक स्किल नहीं है स्टार्टअप इज मिक्स ऑफ ऑल दी स्किल्स लाइक इट्स डू इट योरसेल्फ इन लाइफ नॉट अ इट्स if you take a life as a project and your startup is a project. So you will do DIY. You do it yourself everything. Like you have to talk to people. You have to convince people. You have to convince your family. You have to convince your friends. You have to manage your finance. You have to survive yourself, because if you don't manage your finance, then how will you survive and how will you hire people, all that. So ये सब बहुत important है.
Right. So it's like Elon Musk ने startup छोड़ he sorry he dropped out of college. मेरे को भी करने का, मैं भी Elon. Don't have that mindset. You need to
Right.
be ready. Like you need to have your backup, right?
Right.
And it's like don't try to to the ones who feel कि यार drop out करना बोले, never romanticize dropping out from colleges, right? Because
Right.
मेहनत है उधर and they rather face more struggle, right? So
Right.
try to, in the setting you are, you can definitely try to you know develop your skills. As Tikam Bhaiya said, the focus is on skills. If you have good skills, सब हो जाएगा, right?
Right.
And the question I was a bit excited about some time back was, how do you manage both Agrivate and HuddleUp? And was it a result of submitting tons of assignments in the 4 years of BTech?
सो इंजीनियरिंग में तो यही होता है ना कि अपन डेडलाइन को, मतलब मेरे कुछ फ्रेंड्स थे, अपन तो एफ में रहते थे, तो ऐसा होता था कि लॉट्स ऑफ टाइम तो हमें पता ही नहीं होता था कि क्या असाइनमेंट है, तो असाइनमेंट के एक दिन पहले बताते थे ना कि ये असाइनमेंट है करके. तो हम लोग क्या कहते थे, हम लोग 3-4 बजे तक जगते थे, असाइनमेंट करते थे या फिर जुगाड़ लगाते थे. तो जुगाड़ इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लर्निंग, कि कैसे जुगाड़ करते हैं, पीपल को कन्विंस कैसे करते हैं कि दूसरे के प्रोजेक्ट हमें दे करके, है ना. अभी क्या होता है कि कुछ टॉपर्स होते हैं, वो अपने अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स नहीं दिखाते, कुछ वो नहीं दिखाते, सबमिशंस होते हैं, कोड्स नहीं दिखाते. मैं तो इतना, हम लोग तो ऐसे जुगाड़ करते थे कि लाइक हमने लाइक कोडिंग, कुछ के कोड चाहिए होते हैं, तो वो सब भी मांगना पड़ता है, कुछ नहीं देते कुछ स्टूडेंट्स, है ना. और एक दिन में 10 ऐसे सबमिशन होते हैं, तो वो भी करना होता है. और आपको फिर बहुत सी चीज़ें भी हैंडल करनी होती है. एग्जाम्स होते हैं, एग्जाम लाइक अभी होते हैं कि दो एग्जाम एक दिन, है ना, 2 एग्जाम. और सी एस वालों का तो और प्रेशर रहता था कि उनके तो 3 एग्जाम्स होते थे एक दिन में, तो 2 दिन में 6 एग्जाम खत्म हो जाते थे. ये तो 3 दिन में एग्जाम खत्म होते थे, और एग्जाम के साथ में असाइनमेंट दे देते थे कि ये सबमिट करना है और उनकी इसलिए इतना पॉइंट है. तो हाँ, तो मतलब प्रेशर हैंडलिंग तो सीखा हूँ असाइनमेंट सबमिट करके और ये सब करके. क्योंकि लाइक 1-2 कोर्स थे, लाइक राहुल मुत्तू सर के कोर्स थे ना, जिसमें आपको ओपन बुक एग्ज़ाम होते हैं, तो आपको पता नहीं होता कि क्या लर्न करना है, मतलब क्या एग्ज़ाम आएगा. वो पूरा 100% अनएक्सपेक्टेड रहता था क्या एग्ज़ाम आएगा. आपको बुक ले जाना, तो आप रात को बैठ के सारा बुक स्किम करते थे. वो थोड़ा प्रेशर तो रहता था कि बुक स्किम करना, फिर नेक्स्ट डे पता ही नहीं चला क्या एग्ज़ाम में आ रहे थे. सो वो सब भी थोड़ा ऐसे ऑब्जर्व करना, ये सब करें. और मल्टीटास्किंग, हाँ मल्टीटास्किंग में तो है कि आप कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्विच करना, लाइक इफ़ यू मैनेज 2 थिंग्स एट द सेम टाइम, यू हैव टू स्विच द कॉन्टेक्स्ट एंड टॉक टू डिफरेंट पीपल विद डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स, राइट. सो वो भी इम्पोर्टेंट स्किल है कि आप ऐसे मिक्स नहीं कर सकते. एक बंदे से मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ, तो मैं आपको दोनों टॉपिक ऐसे मिक्स करके बात नहीं कर सकता. आपको जो टॉपिक के साथ बात करना है, तो उस टॉपिक पे मुझे फिर कॉन्टेक्स्ट मुझे रखना पड़ेगा. सो ऑल दैट एंड मैनेजिंग लाइक जुगाड़ इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
Right, right. Okay, so like I understand the labs का तो होता ही है pressure, but of course that you know it somewhere makes you ready for the further pressures is what I can say. Right. Okay. So last question from our side. In short, if you could summarize your learnings and observations from the journey till now you had, and some points which you would like the attendees to keep in mind for, like, from what you have learned till now regarding any.
So there are lots of things that I want to tell कि एक तो बुक पे बहुत बायस हो गया कि बुक के बारे में बोल रहा हूँ ज़्यादा, तो ऐसा मतलब ऐसा मत सोचना कि ये सिर्फ बुक सिर्फ पढ़ते हैं करके. बट या बुक्स मेरे लाइफ में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट वो पार्ट है ना, क्योंकि मैंने ना ऐसा एक रिचुअल बना के रखा है like, अभी वो like, कब से बिल्ड हुआ लाइक व्हेन आई वाज इन 7th सेमेस्टर. So I started doing this daily one chapter. I read daily one chapter and for uh, for the day. Like then I started increasing one chapter to two chapter, three chapter. Then I got कि मैं अभी इतने चैप्टर पढ़ रहा हूँ तो इतने बुक्स खत्म हो गए सारे. तो डेली एक हैबिट एक रिचुअल बनाने का ना मॉर्निंग में या फिर इवनिंग में कि डेली राइट एंड रीड का रिचुअल. और फिर डिफरेंट फिलोसॉफीज फॉलो करने की. मैं तो लाइक बुक्स पढ़ता था तो बुक्स के अंदर और डिफरेंट राइटर्स बुक्स से आते हैं कि राइटर्स के एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं जो कंपाइलेशन होते हैं, मतलब इट्स कंपाइलेशन ऑफ देयर ओन लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस इन अ बुक. सो वो जो फॉलो करते हैं लाइक मैं वो सीखता था कि ये डिफरेंट फिलोसॉफी फॉलो करते हैं, ये ऑथर डिफरेंट फिलोसॉफी फॉलो करता है. देन आई सॉ देयर वीडियोस ये सब. और बुक्स तो ऐसे पार्ट है. बाकी लर्निंग्स लर्निंग्स मेरे फ्रेंड्स हैं कि फ्रेंड सर्कल से भी हैं कि दे आल्सो लाइक इफ यू हैव लाइक कॉम्पिटिटिव फ्रेंड सर्कल यू आल्सो डू राइट. अगर तुम्हारे फ्रेंड में कॉम्पिटिटिव कोडर सबके सामने तुम भी कॉम्पिटिटिव करते हैं. अगर तुम्हारे फ्रेंड सर्कल में ऐसे एकदम फोर लोग हैं तो तुम भी उनके साथ ऐसा धीरे धीरे उनके लेवल पे आना चाहते हो. तो ऐसे ना फ्रेंड मतलब ऐसे सब अगर तुम लोग फ्रेंड हो तो ऐसे डिसाइड कर लो कि हम भी ऐसे कुछ फोड़ना है करके ना. तो ऐसे टाइप का तो वो है. और मेरे जो फ्रेंड्स हैं वो तो मतलब बहुत ही मतलब फोर लोग हैं ना. मतलब मैं तो ऐसे अपने आप को ऐसे कम ही समझता हूँ उनके उनके हिसाब से. क्योंकि अभी तो दो तीन लोग एमएस कर रहे हैं, एक तो फेसबुक में है और एक ऐसे गूगल में है. तो मतलब वो सब तो अलग फ्लोर लेवल है. तो मैं तो वैसे कभी उनके लेवल पे पहुंच जाऊँ ऐसे मतलब ऐसे नहीं कि कंपटीशन लेवल. मतलब वी आर ऑन सेम माइंड सेट. Like we have to develop ourselves with improving others life. Like अगर तुम कुछ कर रहे हो तो तुम्हें अपने फ्रेंड्स को भी हेल्प करने की हाउ टू हेल्प. बिकॉज दूसरे को हेल्प करते हो तो तुम भी सीखते हो कि तुम कैसे उनको हेल्प कर रहे हो. और फिर एक तो अपन लाइक वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अर्लियर कि सोशल मीडिया का जो प्लेटफॉर्म्स है उसमें उसको यूज़ अच्छे से करो. लाइक इफ़ यू यूज़ ट्विटर देन फॉलो गुड पीपल्स. लाइक different people use different social media platform in different from different mindset. Like some people use Twitter only for politics and Bollywood gossip. Like if you follow topics like different topics like journey or like development, or if you any topic you that's a good for you. Like Naval Ravikant's के quotes होते हैं ना या फिर ऐसे डिफरेंट बुक से समरीज होते हैं या फिर जैसे कि फाइनेंस के होते हैं, फाइनेंस इकोनॉमिक्स के होते हैं. तो वो सब है. तो मैंने तो अपने मतलब दो तीन स्किल्स बनाने के होते हैं. एक तो आपको एक स्किल सेट की जो आपको श्योर शॉर्ट स्किल की आपको जो मनी मनी मेकिंग स्किल है राइट. और एक ऐसे एक मनी मेकिंग स्किल है जो साइड इनकम प्रोवाइड कर सके थ्रू योर होल लाइफ और रियल होल जर्नी. And one and the technological skill for technological and non-technical skill for getting your job or to your anything right, or to get your job. And different things like art or something to some creativity skill. बिकॉज वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. क्रिएटिविटी मतलब सिर्फ ड्राइंग बनाना नहीं होता है. क्रिएटिविटी मतलब कि बिल्ड करना होता है. कुछ भी बिल्ड करो, कुछ भी लिखो. क्रिएटिविटी बात करने भी नहीं आती है. लाइक आई एम नॉट टू फ्लुएंट नॉट फ्लुएंट इन इंग्लिश और हिंदी. तो ये सब भी होता है. लेकिन फर्स्ट ऑर्डर थिंकिंग के हिसाब से बात करना और सेकंड ऑर्डर थिंकिंग के हिसाब से बात करना डिफरेंट होता है. सेकंड ऑर्डर थिंकिंग मतलब मैं जो आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ, फिर आप जो एब्जॉर्ब कर रहे हो और फिर जो आप बातें कर रहे हो उसको मैं सही से कन्वे कर पा रहा हूँ कि ये सब है ना पॉइंट्स में बातें करना ये सब करना. तो ये सब भी क्रिएटिविटी के स्किल्स होते हैं. लाइक देयर आर सम पीपल हु आर वेरी गुड एट कन्विंसिंग अदर पीपल राइट. सो ऑल दैट. और एक नवल रविकांत का कोट है ना कि द रियल टेस्ट ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस इज लाइफ इज कि what you get in your life, like what you wanted, what you have, and what you get in your life. So even like I if I if I explain it for myself, like मैं तो ऐसा नहीं हूँ कि कोई जीनियस जीनियस भी नहीं, मैं तो एवरेज हूँ. लेकिन मुझे जो चाहिए था मैं उसको प्लान कर सकता हूँ अपने हिसाब से. और मैं मतलब वहाँ उस गोल तक रीच कर पाऊँ उस टाइप। तो ये सब रियल टेस्ट ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस इज दैट ओनली, राइट? कि आप कितने भी इंटेलिजेंट हो जाओ, अगर आपके पास वो आपको जो चाहिए और आपने जो सोचा है वो नहीं मिला, तो फिर वो क्या फ़ायदा उस इंटेलिजेंस का। तो यही है कि अगर आप एवरेज भी हो, आपको प्लान करके चलना पड़ता है हर एक स्टेप में। लाइक यू हैव टू मेक योर डिसीजंस वेरी इफेक्टिवली, यू हैव टू मेक योर प्लान्स, like you have to, for making plans you have to learn game theory, you have to learn, you have to build your different mindsets, you have to build something more than that कि ऐसे कर सकता हूँ, ऐसे ऐसे होगा कर। सो वो सब स्किल सेट सीखनी पड़ती है, तो फिर आप अच्छे से फिर आप प्लान कर सकते हो और आपके गोल तक रीच कर सकते हो। तो मुझे तो वही लगता है कि आप skills are most important, mindset are important, and following your own philosophies, like अपने अपने हिसाब से philosophies फॉलो करने का ना, कि मतलब दूसरे जो बोल रहे हैं वो नहीं फॉलो करने के, अपने कैसे जैसे कि मैं रिसेंटली अभी स्पिरिचुअल फिलोसॉफीज फॉलो करता हूँ। अभी स्टोइक में कॉलेज में था तब स्टोइक फिलोसॉफी फॉलो करता था। वो जो मेडिटेशन बुक सुना होगा है ना, मेडिटेशन या फिर लेटर्स फ्रॉम सेनेका, वो सब। तो वो सब बेसिकली इथोस लॉजिक ये सब पे चलते हैं, तो वो सब भी अच्छे हैं। एंड ब्रायन हॉलिडे की बुक्स है जो स्टोइक थिंकर वाली बुक है, हाउ ऑब्स्टिकल इज द वे, एंड देयर अदर बुक्स। सो मेरा सीन ऐसा है कि अगर मैं कोई एक टॉपिक को फॉलो करता हूँ तो मैं उसको कंटिन्यूसली ऐसे 6 मंथ तक मैं उसमें स्टिक रहता हूँ। मतलब पता नहीं मेरा ऐसा हो गया है कि उस टॉपिक को मैं कंटिन्यूसली रीड करता हूँ, कुछ भी करता हूँ। मतलब अगर ट्विटर में जाता हूँ तो उस टॉपिक को सर्च करता हूँ, अगर मैं पॉडकास्ट सुनता हूँ तो भी उसी टॉपिक में जाता हूँ, ऐसा। तो एट वन टाइम आई रीड दिस माइक्रो एक्सप्रेशन ह्यूमन बिहेवियर। सो मैं लाइक 6 मंथ या 1 ईयर तक वो टॉपिक ही फॉलो करता था। जैसे कि एक बुक है XFBI की हाउ टू रीड ह्यूमंस, एंड देयर आर डिफरेंट बुक्स ऑन माइक्रो एक्सप्रेशन, सो दैट कि अगर आप मेरे से बात कर रहे हो तो आपकी जो सब कॉन्शियस माइंड जो कन्वे कर रही है वो आपके फेस बॉडी से वो कन्वे हो जाता है, बस आपको देखना पड़ता है। क्योंकि वो लाइक एवरी ह्यूमन बॉडी इज नेचर इज टू रिएक्ट टू स्टिमुलाई लाइक प्लांट्स सन से स्टिमुलस लेके रिएक्ट करते हैं, तो वैसे ह्यूमन भी करते हैं। तो वो सब बुक में फॉलो करता था, तो कुछ भी ऐसे में डिस्कस करता था, तो वो भी मुझे इनपुट देते थे। तो ऐसे मतलब बुक्स वाले फ्रेंड्स होते हैं, कुछ ये वाले फ्रेंड्स होते हैं, और वो सब डिस्कस करते हैं और अपने स्किल सेट के हिसाब से फिर अपने फ्रेंड्स फॉलो से, मतलब फ्रेंड्स को डिस्कस करो बताओ ऐसे, तो वो भी साथ में भी करेंगे, ऐसे काम करेंगे। तो वही है, और तो कुछ नहीं है। और तो मेरे लाइफ में ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है, अभी भी मैं सीख रहा हूँ अभी ना। तो अभी भी मेरे को देखोगे तो सीखते ही रहता हूँ, जो सीखता हूँ वो लिखते रहता हूँ, लाइक सबस्टैक, dev.to न्यूज़लेटर, और भी सब है। और मेरा सबसे बड़ा ये था कि आई डोंट नो, माइंडसेट बिल्ड हो गया था बिजनेस वाला, तो मैं उससे निकल नहीं पा, मतलब निकलना भी नहीं चाहता था। मतलब कोई एंटरप्रेन्योर वाला तो नहीं हो सकता, बस एक ना बिल्डिंग टू बिल्ड समथिंग वाला मेरा माइंडसेट है। जैसे कि इसलिए मैं कभी वो अकैड वर्ल्ड है, ठीक है, अकैड वर्ल्ड का आइडिया तो कुछ नहीं था कि मैं जस्ट ऐसे ही बिल्ड करना चाहता था कुछ ऐसे, कि मैं उसको हॉस्टल मतलब घर जाके भी देख सकूँ अपनी कुछ कुछ चीज़ें, या फिर ये बाद में लाइक अगर आप कोई चीज़ें बिल्ड करना स्टार्ट करते हो ना, आपके पास बहुत सारे थॉट्स आते हैं, मैं क्यों बिल्ड कर रहा हूँ, इसका यूज़ केस क्या होगा आगे, इसको आगे लोग यूज़ करेंगे क्यों नहीं, है ना। तो जस्ट लाइक पहले तो अगर मैं कॉलेज में था तब तो वो था ना कि आई थिंक लोकल होस्ट से जो चलता है पूरा कॉलेज का, है ना, कोर्स जिससे मिलती है। तो वो तो है, फिर भी मैं क्यों बिल्ड करूँगा फिर। तो मुझे पता नहीं था कि कोविड आएगा और ये सब काम आएगा करके, मैं तो जैसे जैसे बिल्ड कर लिया। मुझे लगा था कि कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चन पेपर होते हैं जो वहाँ पे नहीं होते, जैसे कि कुछ कुछ प्रोफेसर्स होते हैं जो हर साल सेम क्वेश्चन पेपर डालते हैं और वो वहाँ पे नहीं होता अपने लोकल होस्ट में। तो ये सब चीज़ें हमारे पास ही होती है, और ये सब हम ऐसे 1 to 1 ऐसे पेन ड्राइव से ले लेके एक्सचेंज करते रहते हैं। मैं सोचा कि अभी कुछ कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो सेम क्वेश्चन पेपर होते हैं, प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं, कोडिंग्स होते हैं, इसको अगर मैं एक रेपो बना के डाल दूँ तो उसको सबको एक्सेस कर सकते हैं और सबको ही मिलेगा। क्योंकि मेरे को बैकलॉग होता था तो मुझे कुछ कुछ चीज़ें नहीं मिलती थी। तो अभी ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए ना कि अभी दूसरे बच्चों में भी बैकलॉग आ जाए क्योंकि उनको भी तो सेम चीज़ें इसलिए इसलिए फिर मैंने फिर वो अकेड वॉल्ट बिल्ड किया था। फिर ऐसे डेवऑप्स गाइड का भी है, डेवऑप्स गाइड का तो 4.5 के स्टार्स मिलते हैं उसमें। तो उसका ऐसा था कि जब मैं डेवऑप्स सीख रहा था तो आई थॉट कि जो भी सीख रहा हूँ उसको मैं कंपाइल करके एक जगह पे डाल देता हूँ, तो इसमें कुछ बिल्ड करना चाहिए करके ना। तो मैं उसको फिर एक जो भी सीखते रहता था उसको किया, बिल्ड करता था। तो द ओपन सोर्स कम्युनिटी loved it. So they started sharing my repository, they started contributing to it. So ये सब बहुत उनको अच्छा लगा और वो बहुत सक्सेस हुआ वाला प्रोजेक्ट। तो ऐसे छोटे मोटे प्रोजेक्ट में बिल्ड करते रहता हूँ, एक्सपेरिमेंट करते रहता हूँ अपने साथ जैसा। So,
Having that building mindset is very crucial and important. Look, मजा आ रहा हो, like that is something which I guess we all need to develop. Of course, एक वो mindset आने पर somewhere we try to think कि हाँ what more can be done. You are ready to accept feedback and improve. So we are done with our questions.